So I'm just gonna be talking about this idea on how to get unlimited clients. So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is the spear method. So when you go fishing, some people use a spear and they wait for a fish to come underneath the water, and then when it comes, they just stab it. So what this method is basically you set up an automated response to people on your ads. Like, let's say someone DMs you for, in my case, my dad, Salsa. Someone DMs him saying, "Where can I go for the Salsa Foundation?" And you can make an automated response to say, "Oh, our location is at blah 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 blah, Low Collins Street, whatever." So you don't need to do it, because if you had, like, let's say 10 ads running in like Google, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever that is, you're probably going to get at least like 5 DMs a day saying, "Oh, where can I go to the Salsa Foundation?" You can make an easy automated response to always say, "Oh, we're located here, we're located at ABCD, we're located at wherever." So you don't need to always respond to them manually, because it kind of gets tedious, and if you have to do that every single day, it might just be like so boring, and you might slip up, you might see the wrong address, and it can just lead to like unnatural customers, and they'll be kind of upset. But if you add an automated response, you can kind of just do that forever. It can kind of just respond to it forever. Some of them are free, but after you have like 5,000 clients or something like that, after 5,000 times, it starts to become like $19 a month. But it saves you so much time, and it's just good so that you get more customers. Now, talking about the spear method again, it's basically a follow-up. So if you respond to them and they keep asking more questions, you can keep doing the automated responses. But then when they ask a question that you don't have an automated response for, you have to kind of step in and start talking for them. And then if they say, "Oh, I'm good, thank you, maybe I'll do this another day," you maybe wait for a day, and then you ask, "Hi, are you still interested?" And if they say no, you keep doing that until they're like get really mad, or they block you, or they just say, "No, I'm sorry, can you please leave me alone?" You do this because if they're not in the mood to do something, they might be in the mood for the other day. It might be like a bad day for them. They might have just gotten like bad news. They just might be a little bit in an angry mood, so they probably don't want to do it. But if you get lucky, maybe on a specific day, they're in a really good mood, they feel like they want to do something, they want to do an activity, and that might motivate them to go to your salsa school. Whereas if you just kind of let them alone after the first try, it kind of sucks because you're not doing it multiple times. You're kind of wasting your time on one dude, and you just said no. But if you do it, if you ask him like 5 or 6 times, maybe out of 10 people who ask you that, maybe 2 people actually come back, which is better than 0 people coming back when they say no. So when you do this, you get more customers without having to do much, because you can just make automated responses for saying, "Hi, are you still interested in the Salsa Foundation?" So you don't always need to come back and just manually say, "Hi, you're still interested." It's kind of like when you spear fish, you only have one chance. You only have one chance to spear the fish, otherwise it will run away. But in the spear method, for the getting clients, it doesn't work that way. You get multiple chances because you're asking them multiple times on different days until they get angry. Now, the second method I learned was following up. Basically, this can be used with an automated response, which is very helpful. But if you don't follow up, you miss more chances to get more clients. If, let's say, after you did the spear method and they kept saying no, you kind of let them alone for a little bit, but then they say, "Hey, I decided to change my mind. What can I do? Blah, 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 blah." And then you follow up again. You keep responding to them, but you don't do it automated, so you feel like there's a little bit deeper connection with them. They might come eventually. Following up is basically, you can do it with automated responses, but it's just so that it seems like you care. You don't really need to care about them, but when people see that at least it looks like you're trying to communicate with them, at least a little bit after they said no, or at least at least a little bit after they said no, it seems like you care about them a little bit, and so they might be more intrigued to come back if you follow up more. There are other examples, Like, let's say you own a car dealership, and one client came in one day. He looked pretty wealthy. He had a couple of supercars, and he was interested in like a Lamborghini or something like that. After a few hours, you talk to him for a little bit, and he leaves. Are you just gonna let him leave, or are you gonna talk to him for a little bit after you have his phone number, his address, his details? You're probably gonna contact him because you want to get a car. You want to sell a car because he seems like he has the money. He wants more cars to his collection, and he seems like a good client overall. You wouldn't just say, "Oh, I missed my chance. Now I can't talk to him anymore." You want to always make sure that at least 2 times you follow up. Because imagine if that dude just didn't want a car that day because of like he didn't have enough space, and then maybe next month he had enough space. So maybe every other week or every week you message him saying like an automated response saying, "Hi, are you still interested in the Lamborghini?" And maybe after like a couple weeks, maybe like, "Oh yeah, I have enough space now," and he buys one. You always want to make sure you follow up, otherwise you might miss a chance. Now, if you didn't do this, if you just let the other customer go by, you would probably get like half the sales of the other dude who actually followed up. Because you have more opportunities to get more clients, you have pretty much double the chances of getting like selling cars. If you just sell in the moment, it's good because like they came there for a reason, but there's like a 50% chance they'll leave, and there's a 50% chance they'll buy it. But if you follow up, there's like a 75% chance they'll buy it if they're like the right client. You don't want to waste your time on a client who's obviously not going to buy it. If they're like kind of poor, 9 to 5, like 19 years old, you don't want to follow up saying, "Hi, do you still want to buy that Lamborghini you're looking at?" Because obviously it wouldn't be a good fit. They would have to take out many loans. It would just be a very bad time, and you probably wouldn't even sell it. You'd be wasting your time. So you also make sure you message the right clients, or you can just add an automated response. If you don't do that, then you're gonna miss out on so many deals. You're gonna miss out on like maybe a promotion. So you always want to make sure that you're talking to the right people, and you're making sure that you're following up so that you can actually sell whatever you're trying to sell.